everybody. Hey, it's Daniel here, and welcome to Emotional English Podcast, the podcast where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everybody. Another day and another chance to learn English. Today is 30th of December, and I'm uploading another episode today, and the new year is coming very close, and I want to post one more episode this year, 31st of December, with my 2025 resolutions. I want to announce some, let's say, global goals and my targets for the next year, and analyze my previous New Year resolutions. And I want to make a interesting discussion about the upcoming year and analyze the previous experience. So that's my idea. But today I want to post a topic about news in levels. So we will discuss the new today. So we have the news, right? And we read the news topic, and then we kind of analyze the vocabulary here and learn English by this option, right? I have the website. It's called www.newsinlevels.com, where you can read just the actual news, but in English. And this website posting news in levels, it means you can choose what level of English you have. Let's say if you have a, let's say, beginner or pre-intermediate level of English, so you can pick level 1 and read news with level 1. And they have 2 more levels for intermediate students and upper intermediate students. So that's kind of useful. And today we're going to use the level 3, so the hardest part. But to be honest, the topics are not very big, and it's perfectly fit for our podcast idea. So we will discuss the new words. We will learn something new. And it's kind of connected with reality, right? So because we live in the real world, not in the fake world. So the information we learn should be attached to the real world, to our real experience. And I want to discuss today the topic of Warner Brothers Company and Paramount Global Company, right? These two big conglomerates, right? That's very big companies, right? Warner Brothers and Paramount Global. And they want to merge. So that's the name of the topic for today. Warner Brothers and Paramount Global may merge. And you can ask, what does it mean to merge, right? Imagine 2 big companies and one company buys another company. It's called merging process, right? When one company, big company, buys another company, this process called merging process, right? Or if you want to use the noun version of this word, it's just a merge. So Paramount Global and Warner Brother Company, they have a merge, right? So that's the topic for today. As usual, I will read the topic, and we'll have 3 paragraphs here. We will see some new words, and we will comment each word with more simplified versions, and we will have a little discussion. Maybe we'll comment something here, right? And that's how we're going to learn another topic for today. So Warner Brothers and Paramount Global may merge. So may merge, it means they have a possibility of merging. They have a possibility of buying one company with another company assets. So let's start with the first paragraph, right? So paragraph number 1, and we go directly to it. A potential merger between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global, 2 major entertainment conglomerates, is being discussed. Very simple, very small first paragraph. A potential merger between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global. Yes. So, good word we see here, merger, right? It's another way of saying things, right? Classically, probably this is the noun, if I'm not mistaken. So merger is the noun, and merge is the verb, right? So when you're merging, you're joining somewhere, right? Or you're joining to somewhere, connecting, another meaning to this. And we have the merge of one company to another company, right? So a potential merger between one company and another company. What companies are merging? Yeah, you're right, guys. That's the Warner Brothers company, and they merge to Paramount Global company, right? What kind of companies are these? These are major entertainment conglomerates. Another word we see here is major and conglomerates, right? What is major? When something is major, it's the opposite of minor, right? Major and minor, they're two opposites. And major, it means super big, right? There are two super big companies, and you call them conglomerates. Conglomerates. So two major big companies. What kind of companies? Entertainment companies. They make you smile. They let you have a good time, right? So that's called entertainment. Entertainment, it's the area where you have fun. So there are two major big companies, entertainment companies, and they're not just small companies. They are conglomerates, major entertainment conglomerates. And we have a merger between these companies. The merger between Warner Brothers and the merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount Global companies, right? So these two companies are merging, okay? So that was the first paragraph. I would ask you a couple of questions here, okay? What is the merger? Yeah. And what is the difference between merger and potential merger? Yes, potential merger, it means it's not 100% sure. So it's only the potential. There is a possibility of merging, right? Potential merger is a bit different than just merger, right? When you're merging one company with another company and the chances are about 50%, that's a potential merging. But if you have, let's say, 100% merger, it probably just a merger between one company and another company, right? And we had many examples like that. For example, if you know Blizzard company, right? Big gaming company. Then Bethesda Studios, right? Who made Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls game. So they had a merger between Microsoft, right? And these smaller companies, right? So Microsoft had bought these two companies, the Blizzard and the Blizzard North, I think, the name. And then Bethesda Studios, right? They had a merger between Microsoft and themselves. Here we go. So you have entertainment conglomerates, Paramount Global, Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery, and they got merged. Oh no, not got merged. They have a potential merger. It's not yet happened. So the second paragraph, the CEOs of both companies, David Zaslav and Bob Bakish, recently met in Manhattan to explore the possibility. So who is the CEO? CEO is like a general person in the corporation. They kind of general managers, right? They are managing and they are, showing the direction of the company. The CEO of X, of the CEO of, what's the name? Tesla. It's Elon Musk, right? That's the CEO. And we have two CEOs here, David Zaslav and Bob Bakish, one from another. So one from one company, and another guy is from another company. And they recently, not long time ago. Recently means not so long time ago. Just met, right? Recently met, not so long time ago, in Manhattan. And Manhattan, it's an area in New York. They had met in Manhattan to explore the possibility of merging, right? Or merger possibility, right? I think it's pretty clear here. The merger would create a massive media entity, combining assets like Warner Brothers Studios and Paramount Plus streaming service. Yeah. So the merger would create a massive media entity. It means from two huge conglomerates, you will have a massive conglomerate, even bigger than just a big major conglomerate. So the massive media entity means an independent, huge corporation, right? We're going closer to the word entity. Entity is something that has a huge independence, right? Independent existence. Let's imagine we have different countries, right? Some countries are entities, some countries are not. What's the difference? The difference is some countries are independent and they're very, very big, and they have like the independent existence. So they don't need anybody to survive. But some companies are very dependent, right? It means they need someone's help to survive. So when you have a context here, a massive media entity, when two huge corporations merging between each other, right? They have a huge potential, right? They have a huge independence because now when two big companies become one, they have a big power and domination in the area, right? That's why you can clearly call this company as an entity, because they don't need anybody. They're pretty independent. They can exist independently, right? That's an entity. Massive media entity, right? Corporation Microsoft is a very big entity, massive entity. I would say American country, right? America is an entity. It's a very independent, very big country, right? Next, Gazprom is a very big, massive entity, right? Very independent. I mean, they control. It's actually the monopoly, right? So monopolies are entities for sure because they have huge independence, right? Even the government cannot do anything to some monopolies. So that's an entity. And they would create a massive media entity between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global, because Warner Brothers Studios control this movie production, right? And then Paramount Plus, they have a big streaming service. And, when movies are made and streaming services are just streaming, that's kind of good cooperation here. While business advantages are evident, questions remain about the detail and which company would absorb the other, right? So good sentence here. We have the business advantages, right? What is the business advantages? It means positive sides, right? Business advantages are evident. It means clear in this context. Evident. You can see it. When you have seen something, you had an evidence of a fact, right? I have an evidence that this guy did something wrong, right? I have an evidence of this fact. It means I've seen it. So, as a guy who had seen it, how you call this guy in the court? Let me double check. 1 second, guys. Just forgotten. The witness, right? You are the witness. You witnessed an evidence, right? So if you're a witness, you had seen something very important. You witnessed something. It means that is an evidence of something. The fact, you can clarify the information to the judge. the same. We have a big fact here, the big evidence that these two big organizations, massive conglomerates, they will have business advantages, right? And these business advantages are evident. It means they are very clear. We understand that because these companies are entities. They're very independent. And when two independent companies become one, it's a huge win for both, probably. Yes, maybe some people lose jobs, but as a conglomerate benefit, probably it could be more beneficial. It will be better for both companies, right? So business advantages are evident. You can see it right away. Questions remain. You still have some questions remain. It means they exist. Questions are there because, when one company wants to buy another company, it's not a very simple thing to do, right? Because both companies have their own interest. What's the name of the economy? What's the name of the company gonna be? Because when one company buys another company, who buys whom? It's the Warner Brothers who buys Paramount, or Paramount Global buys Warner Brothers, right? It is a different, because what's the final naming gonna be, right? That's why you should understand. Maybe it's gonna be one big name, for example, Warner Brothers Paramount, right? Like big name merge, right? You have a combination in naming, right? Combination of words. Both companies represented. Yeah, that's how it works. Next, we have some questions remain about the details and which company would absorb the other. Yes. So which company buys another company? Another word here, another vocab is absorbing. Imagine the sponge, like SpongeBob, sponge. And the sponge, when you wash your dishes, absorb the water and oils from your dirty plate, right? So absorption, it's a process name. And to absorb, it means to suck everything in, right? So sponge absorb water. The earth absorb water very nicely. And one company can absorb another company in a business terminology, right? It's called, this absorption process called merger, right? Okay, we got that. So how many companies are merging? Yeah, in this context, we have two companies, Warner Brothers and Paramount Global, right? Are there small companies or they're big companies? They're pretty big because they are conglomerates, right? Very big, powerful companies. So can you call them entities? Yes, you can, because they are pretty independent, right? And everything independent, which ready to exist, so probably it's an entity. And is it very clear? Is it evident that these companies will have some advantages, benefits? Yeah, it's pretty evident, because when two massive media companies, entities are merging, they will have some advantages. But of course, they will face some questions remain. It means you will still have some questions there because you have many questions to discuss. What's the general name of the company would be, or something else? Will they lose any workers there or not? Because most of the time, one company firing another group of people just to control and make better management system, because two companies are not one. So they have separate branches of management and everything. But, it all depends. It depends on how things work, because there are different rules in merging. So in different mergers, you have different rules and looks. So, and the final small paragraph here, federal regulators might play a role in the likelihood of a merger passing in uncertain, given the challenges faced by major mergers in the current business landscape. Oh my God, that's pretty big. And we have a lot of vocab to discuss here. So federal regulators, that's the, let's say, organizations from the government which control the merging process. So federal regulators, because it's a federal level, they might play a role, right? They will play a big role in these merging processes, right? And the likelihood of the merger passing is uncertain. It means when just two companies, two entities discussing their business, it's okay. But when another player comes from the government side, that's gonna be something different because they will control this anti-monopoly service. They would control how they're gonna merge, what's gonna happen. So they will double check many things, and that could lead to something uncertain. Uncertain means not clear. We discussed with you the evident situation, right? And uncertain, it's pretty opposite. It's not clear. So you'll never know. And that's why you have the word here, the likelihood. Highly likely. People use this word right now. So highly likely, it means something gonna happen with a big percentage. But the likelihood can be different. So the likelihood can be 20%, 30%. So the likelihood could be very different. So that's the likelihood. So the chance, that's the same as likelihood. Federal regulators might play a role, and the likelihood, the chance of the merger passing is uncertain. You never know how it's going to be because there is another player from the government side, and that's the federal regulator. And they given the challenges faced by major mergers in the current business landscape. Yeah. So these uncertainty given the challenges, right? So these different federal regulators giving the challenges for both sides, for Warner Brothers and Paramount Global, because you will never know what the federal regulator would say to you. Faced by major mergers, yeah. So when you're facing something, you are you challenging your company. You see it in front of your eyes, right? You can face a problem. You can face a good situation. For example, right now we're facing a new year because it's coming very close to us, right? We're facing it in front of our eyes. So we're facing a good situation, the good celebration coming, right? Some people had faced Christmas, Catholic Christmas, 26th of September. Oh my God, December. So 26th of December, people had faced Christmas. And we will face the New Year celebration very soon. And Vladimir Putin's speech and everything, So, yeah. And why I'm going off topic, I don't know. So just sorry about that, guys. I'm giving you just another comment here. So these different federal regulators, they give challenges to both companies. And many companies, they facing major problems after the merge. But it's okay. It's okay. In the current business landscape, that means the current business area, right? Landscape, the visible area, that's a landscape, which you can see with your eyes. In the business landscape, it's a business area which you can see with your eyes, okay? So let's read this paragraph one more time just to clarify everything. Federal regulators might play a role, and the likelihood of the merger passing is uncertain. You don't know how it's going to work. Given the challenges faced by major mergers in the current business landscape. So in this area, what they are in, so in this, as a conglomerate of an entertainment area or landscape, business landscape, you'll never know what's going to happen with the whole industry after this merger, okay? Yeah, that is all. That's the whole 3 paragraphs I wanted to discuss with you guys. Let's read it all together. And maybe I'll ask you a couple more questions to clarify the idea, to get a more clear, evident understanding, and then we'll finish. So let's begin. A potential merger between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global, 2 major entertainment conglomerates, is being discussed. The CEOs of both companies, David Zaslav and Bob Beckish recently met in Manhattan to explore the possibility. The merger would create a massive media entity combining assets like Warner Brothers Studios and Paramount Plus streaming service. While business advantages are evident, questions remain about the details and which company would absorb the other. So federal regulators might play a role, and the likelihood of the merger passing is uncertain, given the challenges faced by major mergers in the current business landscape. Okay? So finally, I think you got that, right? So we have a merger between two big conglomerates, Warner Brothers and Paramount Global. It's very evident that it's going to be something very, very big. And you can call them, both companies, as entities, and they become one powerful entity, right? And it's pretty evident. It's very clear to see, right? And that's actually my discussion. So it's had finished. And we can say that I will see you very soon, guys. So tomorrow, the new podcast episode is coming about the resolutions. I want to make this for sure before the new year, approaching the new year. So I want to post this podcast very soon and have an amazing time with your English. So try to make your own resolutions as well, by the way. It's not the only guy who is making them is me. I want you to make resolutions. You can listen to my previous resolutions. I had done them, earlier. 2023 and 2024 resolutions are available on the podcast platforms. You can check them out. It's pretty cool to analyze your year, to see the new challenges and to see the new perspectives. Just do it. It's very cool to see it year after year. And do you guys have this New Year vibe? To be honest, I don't have it. I still have my Christmas tree installed there, and I haven't decorated yet. I will do it today, I promise. And have an amazing day, guys. I see you very soon. So a lot of blessings to you, and have an amazing time with your English. So finalize your year, and I see you very soon. Bye-bye. Have a good one. See ya.